We're happy with the win. We definitely didn't make it easy on ourselves, but, bottom line is we overcame a lot of adversity and found a way, and that's sometimes what it takes in this league, and so we'll celebrate it tonight and move on to the Vikings tomorrow.
Let's react to the game and look ahead. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios. Here's Greg Matzik and Gary Ellerson.
You good? All right, well, let's hope the show is a little better than my microphone adjustment there before the show, if you're watching on our YouTube stream. But now we got it. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas, G.
Okay?
Here we are. Yes,
All
sir.
Right, here we go.
Victory Monday edition. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday from the beautiful Potawatomi Sportsbook. We are on the mezzanine level. Monday Night Football tonight. Got some basketball on tonight. Every game on that beautiful 2,000-square-foot video wall. And we are recapping a Packers win over the Giants. As always, we take a 20,000-square-foot view of this entire operation, bird's eye view. We are removed from the immediacy of the game, and we get to settle in on what it was that we experienced in the Meadowlands yesterday. 27-20, the victory. I don't think you can win great at this time of the season, especially coming off back-to-back losses. But how do you digest what you saw in New Jersey yesterday afternoon?
Well, I just think the Packers just need to get a win one way or another. I wasn't too worried about style points. When you lose games that they've lost already to opponents that they should have beaten. Now, you can go back and say the Eagles are a pretty good football team, which they were, but they still didn't play their best. So, and they didn't play their best against the Giants either, but they were able to get a win. What most people don't understand, it is hard to go on the road in the NFL and get a win anywhere, no matter what the other team's record is. So I was happy that they got a win. Now, just to unpack this a little bit, because the Packers can get better. And they just can't drop balls, but we've been talking about this all year. They dropped 6 balls. Can't do that. We're talking about penalties. You can't get the penalties. Opportunities arise where you can get turnovers. You got to get them. And I think those 3 things to me have hurt the Packers all year long. And, dare I say, special teams. Do we know who our kicker is, or did we?
Yeah, they've got 2, which means they have none, apparently.
Okay. So we need to figure out what the kicking situation is, but still proud of them to go on the road to get a win when it wasn't perfect for them.
But the Packers have gone to New York at times to face the Giants, where they have clearly been the better team and lost. Right? I mean, look at the history here. Playing in New York against the Giants has been challenging for the Green Bay Packers. There was even a loss in London, in which the Packers were a better team. No doubt. Brian Daboll's first year, and Green Bay ends up leaving that game with a very disappointing and head-scratching loss. So for whatever reason, the Packers have just sort of not done great against the Giants in recent history. Some pops here where they've exploded, mainly at Lambeau Field, but playing at the Meadowlands has been challenging in years past. Coming off back-to-back losses, I agree with you. It's just about finding a win. Get back to that winning mentality, that winning taste in your mouth, because you know the rest of the NFC North, with the exception of the Vikings, playing at a high enough level where you got to stay in it. To be a division winner or even be the wild card in the NFC, because you've got the NFC West showing out right now with 3 of the 4 teams right in the middle of the playoff hunt. So imperative to get the win. But I want to go a step further here. I think Jordan Love saved the season for the Packers yesterday with an assist to Malik Willis. I think the quarterback play saved the Packers' season yesterday because, in part, of what you talked about, Gary. 6 drop passes by the offense. 4 drop passes from Jameis by the defense. Everybody was dropping a ball, it seemed, yesterday. Offensive line had some issues. They were struggling without Elton Jenkins, the rock of their interior on the offensive line. They had problems. Jordan Love was under duress, flushed out of the pocket frequently. 0 return game, missed extra point, penalties. The run game was a little hit and miss. Josh Jacobs in and out of the lineup. Emmanuel Wilson did fine, but it's a different animal than Josh Jacobs. This was on Jordan Love. This was on Jordan Love to say, I got this. We need it, and I got it. And defense played decent, but New York had the ball for 35 minutes. They owned time of possession. They had long drives. They converted on some of those opportunities, including the first drive of the game that put the Packers in a hole. This was about Jordan Love's ability to steady the ship, deliver balls under duress, use his legs when needed, and when the money was on the line, When the game was on the line in the fourth quarter, he delivered play after play after play, putting the ball in a location where his guy could get it. They also made plays on that end. But I think Jordan Love and Malik Willis, with an assist, saved the Packers season yesterday.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I think, and I don't think a lot of people talk about it in that way that you said, Greg. I don't know if Jordan Love got a lot of credit for that win, but most certainly, I think when it came down to it, I mean, he made play after play. I mean, that throw that he made to Christian Watson in the corner, that was triple coverage. But he put it where no one else could get it but Christian Watson. That was unbelievable. And the throw to Savion Williams, and everybody can talk about that throw was lucky. That wasn't a lucky throw. I mean, he knew where to put that ball, and he knew where the defender was. So he had to put it over the top, right, over the top of the defender, only that Savion Williams can catch the ball. He made a lot of nice throws that a lot of guys dropped a lot of balls. And so I would agree with you. Malik came in, kind of changed it up a little bit. But still, credit to Matt LaFleur, who has a package for Malik Willis where he can just flip that card over. Okay, here's my Malik Willis plays. And like they went right through it. And then we're not even talking about the loss of Josh Jacobs, that you won the game without Tucker Kraft, who you one of your better offensive player, and without Josh Jacobs finishing the game. So, yeah, that was a big win for them, even though they were down without some players on the offensive side.
So you mentioned the touchdown to Watson in the fourth quarter. This came, 4 minutes or so left in the game, put the Packers on top. They convert the 2-point conversion, so now you're talking about a 7-point lead. And then he mentioned the throw to Savion Williams. In between was another incredible play that's not getting any love or attention, and that's Jordan Love rolling to his right, throwing across his body and hitting Romeo Doubs. That's about an 8-9 yard gain, right? But it doesn't have the same flash as the touchdown or the 33-yard bomb to Savion Williams, but an incredibly difficult throw where, once again, he was flushed out of the pocket, delivered across his body a strike. Doubs, to his credit, this time hung on to the ball. And then the 2-point conversion was a pass to Emmanuel Wilson. Those were 4 consecutive plays, Gary. The 33-yarder to Williams, the cross-your-body throw to Doubs, and the touchdown to Watson were all on consecutive plays in the fourth quarter when you had to have it. Big-time plays.
He can make all the throws, but do you ever hear any Packer fans say that? The dude can make all the throws.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
You're right. He gave you an array of throws yesterday that were just on the money, different. He can make all the throws. And I'm tired of hearing people saying that, well, some of those throws were lucky. We never said when Rodgers made a great throw that it was lucky. We never said when Brett Favre had a throw it was lucky. We got to give this guy his flowers, got to give him some credit on what he is doing. And he's still learning. He's still not where he's going to be yet. But I will say this. The defense, Greg, is a cause for concern a little bit, I think, because it feels like if you've got a run game, you can control, you talked about time possession. If you've got a run game, you can control the clock against the Green Bay Packers, and then that stops you from getting possessions with your offense. Therefore, your offense is sitting on the sideline, and they can't get into a groove, and they're dropping passes, so they don't have a lot of chances to get the ball. So, to me, I take out of that a little bit in the defense because I've seen this a couple times now where teams are able to run the football on us very consistently and eat up a lot of time.
That was a little concerning. Packers defense had problems getting off the field yesterday.
Yes.
So you're talking about 35 minutes, time of possession, a little out of balance. New York able to get into position to potentially tie the game very late, but an interception in the corner of the end zone thrown by Jameis, picked off by Evan Williams, ended up sort of quieting their comeback attempt there late in the fourth quarter. And then third down conversion rate, 50% for the Giants, 7 of 14. They were pretty good there. And a couple of occasions, it was sloppy play, missed tackles. Should have had a guy out of the backfield, Tyrone Tracy, for a 5-yard loss on a 3rd and 15. Instead, he picks up 20 yards, and the drive extends. So those are the plays that you cannot get away with come playoff time. Those destroy you in the playoffs. You've got to have the ball on your side and in your possession. So when you have a chance to get off the field, man, you've got to take advantage of that opportunity. Green Bay did not do good enough in that respect yesterday.
No, you don't beat, and we've already shown, You don't beat Philly playing the game that they played yesterday in New York. They lose that game because it's just too many opportunities for Philly to go score points. And so let's just hope the stuff they can clean up what they're doing wrong. So let's just hope it happens at some point where they can get all this stuff cleaned up.
Got a lot we want to get to here on tonight's program. Packers are scrambling a little bit without Tucker Kraft. We'll go through what the tight end situation looked like. How do you best describe the Packers' day on defense? After all we just said, Gary, they still allowed just 20 points to the New York Giants, and that's a pretty good number. It's just slightly above their season average of what they're giving up. The latest on Josh Jacobs and what happens if he can't go Sunday against Minnesota, little buy or sell, and then, of course, we preview the Vikings matchup at Lambeau Field Sunday afternoon. Coming up next, we'll connect with Jason Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon here on ESPN Wisconsin. Also, check out his work at channel3000.com. Wilde with us after this on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks struggled to find their rhythm on Saturday night, falling 119-95 at home against the Lakers. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the way for the Bucks with 32 points and 10 rebounds, but his efforts would not be enough as the Lakers built a dominant lead early in the game, jumping out 30-18 after the first quarter and leading 65-34 by halftime. The Bucks shot just 24% from the field in the first half, and despite a strong third quarter, the deficit would be too much to come back from. Here's what head coach Doc Rivers had to say after the game.
But the turnover problem, and I thought, I bet I can count 10 unforced turnovers that we didn't need to have, and we'll clean that up.
The Bucks look to bounce back tonight against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
If you're living your life in pain, you need to take control of your health and look beyond just traditional medicine to get that done. Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I want to tell you about my friends at QC Kinetics. When I've gone to the Greenfield location, I have seen with my own eyes what QC Kinetics can do for you. QC Kinetics offers cellular treatments that at the micro level can cure that pain for the long term. Using QC Kinetics' natural healing tools, you can revitalize those joints and get back to living the life that you deserve to live. It's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. You'll be amazed, just like I was, to see all the tools in their toolkit to give you a pain-free life and get you living an active life once again. Do not wait any longer. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative cellular medicine, and it's something that you need to see to believe. Your pain-free life is waiting for you on the other side of your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Give them a call today for that free consultation at 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker, And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Tell me now, do you want it?
Fifth body coming for the Giants' pressure. Love with time. Waving receivers around. Off the back foot, he launches it downfield, and it's caught by Savion Williams. The rookie comes up huge out the...
Well, the first of a series of incredible throws by Jordan Love. Great playmaking late in the game for the Packers offense as they come from behind and earn a win on the road. 27-20 the final. 33 yards to Savion Williams. Love the very next play across his body. A throw to Romeo Doubs for a first down. And then 17 yards into the corner of the end zone to find Christian Watson where only he could get it. Just an amazing finish to that game. High-level quarterback play throughout the game for Love and Malik Willis. I really think they may have saved the season yesterday for the Green Bay Packers. And some good news, bad news. We'll dive into it with Jason Wilde, who joins us. Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin. Read his work at channel3000.com. Hi, Wilde.
Hi, guys. How are you?
You doing well? Just sort of reflecting on the day it was for the quarterbacks of the Green Bay Packers. I'm trying not to overstate it. I'm usually pretty measured, especially removed from a game, but it feels to me like the quarterbacks kind of saved the Packers' butt yesterday, and by extension, perhaps even saved the season. Is that looking at it like it was too much? Is that too profound a statement?
Well, as someone who is prone to be overly dramatic from time to time myself, it's probably a little bit over the top. But boy, they lose that game, and they are in some pretty dire straits. And obviously Malik Willis comes through in a big way in the 7 snaps that he played while Love was being evaluated for that shoulder injury, which, I mean, let's be honest, he, as LaFleur put it today, he just looked at him afterward and said, come on, man. Like, you can't put yourself in harm's way that way. But beyond that, I do think that, the reality is that he made some really big-time throws when he came back. And Tausch was saying this morning that he thinks it's one of his greatest games he's ever played. That feels a little prisoner of the moment-y, I guess. But still, it was a fantastic performance by him. And obviously those throws that you mentioned, I mean, the Savion Williams throw, is there some luck involved on that one? Probably, right? But it's 3rd and 10. You got to give it a shot. And he's got a little Favre in him with some of the stuff he does. And, I agree with you on what you said about the throw to Watson. I mean, as LaFleur was explaining to me today when I asked about it, the safety makes a really good play there, dropping off the tight end to get in position to make that throw a lot more difficult. But that's not what they were expecting. So it looks like he threw it into double coverage, but it really wasn't. That was just a really good play by the safety. So, I talked to Micah Parsons and Xavier McKinney coming into the game earlier in the week, and they both said it's basically a must-win game, and they did. They won, which they obviously absolutely positively needed.
Yeah, I would agree. I just think when you take your time and look at this game, a number of drops, and a lot of people are asking, why can't the offense get going? And when you drop a lot of passes like that, it's tough to keep coming back. But you got to give Jordan Love credit to keep coming back, even though those things were happening, and you never saw him got flustered about it.
No, you really didn't, Gary. And look, do I think there's going to be other times when he does get flustered? I mean, yeah, right. I mean, it's an imperfect game, and he's not perfect himself. But I just feel like this team they really need for their offensive line to play at a higher level than it has. And I thought yesterday was at least a positive step in that direction. And I don't understand the folks that don't think they need Josh Jacobs and that it allows them to unleash Love more. I don't see it that way. I think Matt LaFleur is very much focused on, all right, what's the best matchup? What's the best play, whether it be a run or a pass against this specific look we're seeing defensively, and then adjust accordingly. In some games, that's going to give Jordan Love a chance to throw it around. And we saw let's not forget what he did in Pittsburgh, right? 360 yards, 20 consecutive completions. And some games he's not going to have to do that. But there were certainly enough things flawed about the performance, especially dropping potentially 4 interceptions and only catching 1 of them, dropping 5 passes on offense, missing 2 extra points, getting a Ray Finkel, Ace Ventura reference out of the head coach today. That was fun. But they left a lot out there, and I think that's why, especially the dropped interceptions and the dropped passes, like that's the difference between winning the game 27-20 and running away with it and winning like 38-10, and then everybody's looking at them differently today.
Josh Jacobs seems to be week to week or day to day, which I'm really not entirely sure the difference of, to be honest with you, but nevertheless, avoiding surgery for his knee injury, Jason. Tough to say, I suppose, here on a Monday night what his outlook for Sunday looks like, but you got a quick turnaround after that game, Thanksgiving, against a quality opponent on the road in the Detroit Lions. Would you be surprised if Jacobs played this weekend against Minnesota?
Well, first of all, great point about the quick turnaround for Detroit, right? Like I would, if it's a coin flip on whether he should play, I personally would probably say, hey, let Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks handle it against the Vikings. Not that that's not an important game, because it is, and it's the first of 3 in a row in the division. But I would think you'd really like to have them for Detroit, and you would give yourself a better chance for that. Secondly, Matt LaFleur told us it was a contusion, which I did not go to medical school, but I know what that means. It means a bruise. And so bruises, obviously, they don't need surgery. They don't need braces. They need treatment. They need ice. They need, stim and everything else. But the good news is that he avoided something that could have been worse. The difference between day-to-day and week-to-week usually indicates they're probably not going to play that first week, is kind of the way LaFleur uses that term. But he did not rule out the possibility of Jacobs playing on Sunday. He did make it very clear, however, that he believes that the bruising is the result of them playing on the concrete that they call turf at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah. One last thing here. Defensively, I'm a little concerned, Jason. It feels like teams are able to run the football on us, not necessarily at will, but eat up tons of the clock and just keep drives going. And I'm concerned about the possession that the offense can get because of that, and that they can't get off the field.
Yeah, I think that's a legitimate concern. Now, what's weird about it, Gary, is that happened against Carolina, and that happened yesterday, and in between, they somehow found a way to shut down one of the best running backs in football, a dude that I know he's not having the same year as he had last year, but Saquon Barkley, they shut him down more than some teams have shut down Josh Jacobs this season. So it's a little helter-skelter with them right now, but at the same time, I agree. Like, that's one thing that you would like to see them be doing more consistently, and obviously they were very inconsistent yesterday. At the same time, look, I still look at them and go, they should be a really good run defense. The question I have is, first of all, what has happened to Rashawn Gary?
Yes.
Because he was a largely a non-factor. I think they even played Kingsley Enagbare more than they played him yesterday. So that's one. And then two, is Devontae Wyatt healthy or not? Because one of the keys to that run defense, in addition to Colby Wooden, is for Wyatt to be playing well. And he just, sort of like last year when he suffered the ankle injury and then was never the same the rest of the year. This year, it feels like since he came back from his knee injury he suffered in Dallas, he's been mostly a non-factor. He's just sort of there. And if you're going to be a good run defense and if you're going to be a good defense overall, you need those guys, both of them first-round picks, remember, to be playing at a high level, and I'm not sure either one of them did yesterday.
Check out all of his great work at channel3000.com, including the Packers' look ahead to the quality, some division opponents here coming up here, and the Lions on Thanksgiving, the Vikings before that at Lambeau Field, then the Bears, who are amazingly in first place here with a negative point differential in the NFC North. Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon tomorrow for the latest on the Green Bay Packers. Wilde, have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Yep, you do the same. Interesting nuggets there from Jason. I had the note here about Kingsley Enagbare playing more snaps than Rashawn Gary.
Did not realize that.
Oh, I just didn't understand it, I guess, myself. So was there an injury? Was there something that was holding Rashawn Gary back? Was it more about defending the run? I don't really know what it was.
I saw him tapping out a lot. He taps out a lot.
More conditioning then, perhaps?
Yeah. But you look at that dude, there's not an ounce of fat on that guy. I'm not that kind of dude, but I'm just saying.
I got you.
It looks like he's in great shape. But he taps out a lot.
That'll be something Matt LaFleur will likely be asked about, or we'll monitor it certainly as we go into the next several weeks. One game, you never know what's going to happen in one game. Snap counts change here and there, but Rashawn Gary outsnapped by Kingsley Enagbare. Want to dive into the tight end situation?
Sure.
Coming up next. This was the first full game now without Tucker Kraft on the field, and aside of, what we saw in the game prior when it was just sort of helter-skelter on offense, adjusting as Kraft went out with an injury, certainly the situation is much more defined now in terms of who they will have to move forward with. But how they deploy their tight ends, you understand why Tucker Kraft is Tucker Kraft. We'll dive into that coming up on the other side. Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday continues after this.
Back with more on the green and gold after this on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
As you all know, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm pretty smart about this. If the Dallas Mavericks were 8-3 and the Los Angeles Lakers were 3-8, Nico Harrison would not have been fired as general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, reading the reports and hearing from what I've been able to hear from people in the know regarding the NBA, he wasn't exactly well-liked in the organization of the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of moves that he made to move out people from the past did not go with the ownership group, and finally they had enough on Tuesday to say, Nico, you have to be out. But mark my words, after trading Luka Doncic, and everybody's still hot and bothered about that in Dallas, if the Dallas Mavericks were 8-3 and not 3-8, and the Los Angeles Lakers were 3-8 with Luka Doncic and not 8-3, there's no way that Nico Harrison would have been fired by the Dallas Mavericks. Results matter. No matter how much you may not like somebody, if it's producing well, you'll keep that person no matter what. In 60 seconds, the NFC top 4 is a mother.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Whether it's the Los Angeles Rams or the Seattle Seahawks or the Philadelphia Eagles or the Detroit Lions, that top four in the NFC, good luck to anybody that has to deal with those teams the rest of the regular season and once the playoffs roll around. The Eagles have had a lot of statement victories so far this year. The comeback versus the Rams, the win versus the Chiefs, and then last night beating the Green Bay Packers in an old-school 1960s kind of game that we saw in Titletown. But that Los Angeles Rams team led by Matthew Stafford, who for my money right now should be the leading candidate for MVP in the NFL, they may be the most balanced team in the NFC. Those bloodthirsty guys in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, good luck dealing with that football team. And, by the way, the Detroit Lions, who last won 15 games, may be on pace to do that again this year. The AFC is still good, but the top one in the NFC is hard to deal with. It's going to be something to see who gets out of that top four and gets to the Super Bowl. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
You're listening to Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Love and a high snap. Floats it. Watson up top. It is caught! Touchdown Packers! Green Bay's got the lead!
Adam Amin with the call on Fox as the Packers pull ahead of the Giants during Sunday afternoon's game in the Meadowlands. Jordan Love to Christian Watson. Watson's second touchdown of the game, also second touchdown of the season. Came at a great time. Beautiful throw. Great catch by Watson. Seemed like everything Watson came down with was challenging.
Yeah.
His first touchdown catch might have been more difficult. I don't know if that ball from Malik Willis was even meant for Watson.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't go back and look at it, but
it's a crazy play because Romeo Doubs is flashing right in front of your TV screen, and I thought initially the ball was meant for him, and Doubs was all of a sudden out of the screen. The ball was behind him. Watson somehow, with Doubs running in front of his face, reacts to the ball that's suddenly on him with hands and a defender right there with a hand near the ball. It was a crazy catch.
No, she's got strong hands.
Incredible.
That just shows it right there. Because the other guy had his hand in between there, he just kind of just took it away from him.
So I was trying to figure out yesterday if the return of Christian Watson would allow the Packers to absorb the loss of Tucker Kraft in any way. And it does from the standpoint of there's a playmaker you got to be aware of on the field. Jaden Reed comes back, and that also helps. But it does limit Matt LaFleur in his ability to disguise plays. So here's what I mean by that. There was no reason to take Tucker Kraft off the field when he was playing, right?
Correct, yeah.
Great blocker.
Do everything.
Leak out, catch a pass.
Yeah, all that.
Run down the seam.
Yeah.
Run through you.
Yeah.
He can do everything.
Yeah.
So now Matt LaFleur is left to figure out how he wants to best use his tight ends to maximize their effectiveness on the field. So for Luke Musgrave, that means running routes and not blocking. When Luke Musgrave is on the field, only rarely will he be used in a blocking capacity. And that might mean Jordan Love is changing the play because of what he sees at the line.
Correct.
That's a tell to the defense. John Fitzpatrick's on the field. He is a better blocker. You get the mix of the other guy, Wiley, on the field, who's only been around for a couple of weeks, and I don't even know if Matt LaFleur knows exactly what he has there with Wiley, but he got a touchdown pass yesterday. So all of these guys together are still falling short of the production of Tucker Kraft, but it's like each one has a thing that they do better than the other thing.
Correct.
Is that limiting to Matt LaFleur in his ability to disguise what he wants to do on offense? Because with Kraft, 85's in the field. I don't know, he might be blocking, he might be receiving a pass. He could be doing anything because he does it all so well.
Great point there. Here's what I do. You pretty much laid it out, but a lot of guys have their strengths and weaknesses as a player. and you got to figure out what they are. Some guys are more well-rounded than others, Tucker Kraft, i.e. Tucker Kraft, at that position. So what Matt LaFleur has to do is he has to have 3 guys to make him into one guy. I wouldn't be having Luke Musgrave blocking. That's not what he does. So I don't know if I got him in the game doing that. I wouldn't have Luke Musgrave catching balls in the flat, because that's. But what I would have Luke Musgrave do is running the seams. I would have him running overs. And a lot of people say, well, you got to do more than that with him because people will know what he's. Well, they scout. They always know what we are doing. And sometimes you try to disguise stuff better than others. But just because you got just because you got Luke Musgrave running those patterns doesn't mean that you're going to throw it to him. Because you also can build something off where someone else can get open, because there he is, Luke Musgrave, he's coming in to catch a pass. It's almost like, I would say, I can do a basketball term.
Please do.
The 6th man gets off the bench. He runs in, getting ready to check at the table, and what does everybody say?
Shooter!
Shooter! Right? So then you have to adjust to that. So I think there are plays to be had off of that, not necessarily to Luke Musgrave, but there are other things I think Matt LaFleur is smart enough to do if people are so concerned about the shooter is now coming in. Does that make sense?
So how do you get creative to maximize Musgrave's ability? Because my first thought, if I see Luke Musgrave on the field and he is at the line of scrimmage, lined up, my thought is he's running a route.
Yes.
He is running a route.
Yes.
This is not a run play.
Fine.
Because they're not going to ask him to block.
Correct.
And if they are going to run play, it's not coming behind Luke Musgrave.
No, it's the other way. Right.
So can you use some of your offensive line? Can you report a tackle eligible?
Well, so they've been
Kennard.
They've been doing that with him, with Kennard. They've been doing that with blocking. I just think you talked about Fitzpatrick, and you talked about, is it Wiley?
Coyote, yes.
You talked about both of those guys, and to me, both of those guys are similar. So those are going to be your Tucker Krafts, your poor man's Tucker Kraft, where I think they can do a little bit of everything, but neither one of those guys have the speed like Luke Musgrave. So you're not going to get those guys up in the seam. They're not on over routes. I mean,
yeah, they're in the flat.
Yeah, they're more the flat blockers.
The left side.
They can do that well, and so. But you can design plays off of those plays with Musgrave so other guys can become open once they know that the shooter is in the game. I just think Matt LaFleur just haven't really figured it out yet. I think he's going to. I think he's frustrated with Luke Musgrave. I think Luke Musgrave is probably frustrated with himself because he didn't have a really good game. I think those other, and I'm not sure, maybe you have it written down there, but those other 2 tight ends I thought appears that they played more, had more snap counts than he did.
You're not mistaken. So John Fitzpatrick played 64% of the Packers' offensive snaps yesterday.
He did.
Wiley played 20% of the Packers' offensive snaps, and Musgrave played 19%.
Yeah.
And I would argue that 90% of those snaps from Musgrave were in the first half.
Yeah, he got frustrated.
I didn't see him in the second half.
Was that fumble? After that fumble,
that could have been.
Yeah, after that fumble, that was. Coach, I'm done.
There was not much from Luke Musgrave in the second half.
They're very frustrated with him. I'm sure he's frustrated with himself. I think there's plays to be had with him. We just got to understand who. And you know what? Next year, if you don't want to do all this with him, you can move on. But right now...
Right now it's what you got.
Right now you don't have a choice. So right now Matt LaFleur has to embrace who Musgrave is in order to keep this thing moving.
They have a collection of inferior parts, is what they have.
Right.
And they're trying to make the best out of it. But this is not unlike the situation. I couldn't even tell you who the backup was when Jermichael Finley was playing. Maybe it was Tom Crabtree or something like that.
It might have been Crabtree.
But when you had a guy like Finley... I mean, everybody looked at him and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like that dude, if that dude gets loose, we are in trouble.
Yeah.
And there really isn't anybody you're worried about out of that tight end group. So
no.
Now you've added Christian Watson back, and he looks to be back to his healthy self, which is great. Very impactful yesterday in the win over the Giants. Jaden Reed, I am hopeful to see him on the field in Detroit on Thanksgiving, if not maybe the week after against Chicago. That's coming. It doesn't really help blocking at the line of scrimmage in terms of run or in play action, all that kind of stuff. But the more weapons you can add back, it does ease the burden a little bit on the overall production of the offense. The tight end specific, maybe not.
Here's what I would like for Matt LaFleur to do, and they normally don't do that within this offense. Christian Watson's got to be your number one guy. I know they don't like hearing that, number one, number two, but when you got to have it, I think you got to go to 9. Nine's got to get the ball. I just think this 3rd and 5 or whatever, 3rd and 4, wherever the got to have it play is, I'm throwing it to 9. Matt LaFleur, draw up a play, because he does it well. Draw up a play so 9 can get open. I think that'll steady it a little bit, because he seems to me, Romeo Doubs will go through stretches where he'll have some drops in that, but he's kind of reliable. But still feels like your big play guy, the guy that swings the momentum right now, is Christian Watson. They need to start targeting him more than what they are, if he's healthy enough.
Yeah, Romeo is more reliable than he showed yesterday.
Correct.
It was a rough game for Romeo.
Yeah.
It was, but he has made enough challenging, difficult, in traffic, 50-50 ball catches in his career that I don't think the trust level is eroded with a bad game. But that being said, it was a bad game.
Yeah.
It was a rough game for Romeo.
It really was.
4 for 53, targeted 8 times, had at least 2 drops. Christian Watson was targeted 5 times, had 4 receptions for 46 yards, 2 touchdowns, great efficiency for Watson. Matthew Golden's snaps also very much tapered off in this game. 1 reception for 24 yards. Kind of an off-schedule play in which Jordan Love was looking for something else, then sort of stepped up to evade the rush, moving to his left. Golden was separated, made a second reaction toward the sidelines, and a gain of 22. He was kind of by himself over on that side of the field.
He needs to be more involved in his offense.
Well, and he does, but
I know he was out hurt, but even in the beginning, they didn't really do much with him.
You think about Packers rookie receivers. Think about all the impact receivers you can think of from end of Brett Favre's time through Aaron Rodgers' time.
Yeah.
Think about rookie receivers and how productive they were. Just name one. Name a receiver. Name a rookie receiver.
But here's why that was, Greg, because they were already stacked. They had veteran. They don't have veteran guys. All these guys are young. All these guys are third-year players. They had, whenever they brought a young guy in, they had already 2-3 established guys. So those guys were able to probably just kind of come along slowly more because you didn't need them, right? Am I right? I mean, if you think about Jordy Nelson, he was behind Greg Jennings, right? Was it Greg Jennings?
Yeah, primarily a kickoff returner.
Yeah, he was behind Greg Jennings and somebody else. Donald Driver, right? So you didn't need him as much. And then when Randall Cobb came, he was behind Jennings, but although Cobb returned punts and kicks, I believe, so they got him on the field a little bit more. Golden doesn't even do that. So I'm saying it's more critical for them to get Golden more involved because you don't have veteran receivers.
Randall Cobb had 25 receptions his rookie year.
Yeah.
It feels like he was much more impactful than that because of what he did on special teams primarily. And when he got the ball in his hand, it was just sort of electrifying. But 25 receptions, pretty modest total.
Yeah.
Devontae had 38 receptions his rookie year.
Yeah.
Then came back his second year. Jordy gets injured, and they think, well, it's going to be the Devontae show. And then he goes through a sophomore slump and becomes an all-pro after that. But Devontae had really only 2 memorable games in his rookie season. One against Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots,
that was his coming
and
out
one
party.
against Dallas in the Dez Cauditt game.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean, those were the games where you said, yep, that dude's going to be something.
Right.
And maybe that's just kind of what it is for a rookie receiver, where he's going to have some moments here and there where you look at it and say, "Hey,
have we seen moments from Golden yet?"
No, not enough consistent moments.
No, you haven't.
And I don't know what to attribute it to.
Well, once he been hurt, but I still think we talk about all these other guys that they've had in years past. You didn't really need them. I think you need Golden. I think you need with this group of players that you have. I think they need to figure out how to get him more involved into the offense. Don't overload him, but I think he needs to be more of a big of a role than he has right now.
Coming up next, how do you best describe the Packers' day on defense? We'll go through some of the numbers, try and figure out our own adjectives for it after this. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Looking for a fun and meaningful way to kick off the holiday season? Join us for the 20th anniversary of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive, Saturday, December 13th at the Kasmeric Center in Grafton. This free, family-friendly event is a celebration of giving. Bring a new, unwrapped toy and help brighten the holidays for children and families in need across Wisconsin. To learn more or get involved, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com and join us on December 13th in Grafton.
Ready for the snap, and a timeout taken. The team looks a little bit lost. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, the winning play is simple. A whole house of new windows as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no interest. A championship move from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, Wayne. And unlike the opponent's defense, Pella Windows actually stopped the drafts.
The draft picks we gave up for number one had to be the steal of the century.
True, but I'm talking about replacing old drafty windows.
Roger that. With energy-efficient windows that keep the cold out, you'll stay as toasty as a fan at a warm weather preseason game.
Pay as low as $297 a month for a whole house of new Pella windows.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today.
Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Thanksgiving is almost here. What are you bringing to the table? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Pairing the right wine with your Thanksgiving dinner can turn your meal into a celebration. But you don't have to be an expert to find the right wine. That's what our knowledgeable staff is here for. With over 8,000 varieties of wine, Discount Liquor can help you choose between a light, fruity Pinot Grigio, a big, luscious Cabernet, or anything in between, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again!
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Discount liquor.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking to escape the cold or take a midday break? Get your game on at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, where it's always golf season. Play more than 2,000 courses, including over 50 right here in Wisconsin. And even that famous course where they hand out green jackets. Top tech simulators, great food, and the best Bloody Marys around. This is your year-round slice of summer. Bays start at just $35 an hour, Monday through Friday. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Shorter days don't have to be so dismal. It's time to reach out and check in on those you care about and to remind ourselves that we are not alone. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
We're back with Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
Winston fires, end zone, off target, picked off! It's Evan Williams with the interception!
Essentially ended the game yesterday in the Meadowlands. Evan Williams' interception of Jameis Winston, pleasing to Matt LaFleur as the Packers secure a win over the New York Giants. A tough place for the Packers to win games of recent note, but nonetheless, Packers finally coming away, and their first game with 2 takeaways this season. Yesterday. How do you describe the day on defense, though? It was a little bit of everything, right? You had 2 takeaways, very important. Giants held the ball for 35 minutes, not great. Giants 7 of 14 on third down, not great. Giants 3 of 5 converting points in the red zone, not great. Micah Parsons gets home on Jameis Winston to thwart a Hail Mary attempt at the end of the game. Great. You got to the quarterback when you had to. 20 points total allowed is a pretty manageable number. I think you take that in most weeks. How do you size up what you saw on defense yesterday?
That's a good question. They got the win. They made the plays when they had to, but they should have 4 interceptions in that game. So it's almost much like the offense, inconsistent. The whole operation, kicking game, everything. I mean, it leaves you wanting more. It leaves you knowing that there's more to be had there that they're not taking advantage of. And the rush defense concerns me a lot. But I think you said earlier, Gary, 20 points. Team scored 20 points, you're gonna win it.
That's the hard part,
what are you worried about? But I'm worried about you're not going to be able to do that with the better teams. Like teams like Detroit. Minnesota's going to be a tough test when they come here, too, because they want to run it a little bit more. But it was kind of an uneven performance. Evan Williams made the catch when he had to make it. Jameis threw it right to him like we knew that he would. But you still like to see a little bit more consistency, and that's with the whole team, though.
All right, so there's 2 additional numbers that are a little contradictory of one or the other. The Giants ran for 142 yards yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to guess, what would you guess their yards per carry average was yesterday?
Probably 3.6.
3.7. Like, one is a manageable number. Yeah. The other makes you think you got gashed on the ground.
But here's why. Because if you do 3 yards for 4 plays, right? Or 3 plays, that's 9. And so you're 4th and 1, and they were getting it every time.
So everything seemed manageable.
Yes, manageable.
That's kind of what you're saying,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. You're getting it every time. 4th and inches. They always went 4th and 4. Yeah. So 3.7 doesn't seem like much, but if you do it by how many downs you got and you get the 4th down, everybody goes for it on 4th down now. So that's not how it used to be when I played. 4th and 1 area, it was automatic part. They're not doing that anymore, and so they were always up against it, letting teams average. The average got to be much less than that.
All right, I'm going to give you 2 more numbers.
Yes.
The Packers had 128 yards rushing.
Okay.
What was their yards per carry average?
Well, they gashed them a couple times. I would go 4.6.
5.6?
Yeah. They gashed them.
And they had to come back to win in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they gashed them a couple times, the Packers did. Yeah. Yeah.
This is why I have a hard time trying to figure out what the Packers defense is sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there are some numbers that stand out and on its surface look pretty good.
Yes.
They really do, right? If you're talking about a 4-turnover game, Packers win this game by double digits, I would have to imagine.
Yeah.
But you're talking about a 2-turnover game, okay, it's still a couple of good playmaking opportunities that were cashed in, several were not, and you allowed 20 points to a team that was 2-8. Well, thumbs up, must have had a good day on defense. Giants hit the ball for 35 minutes.
And what do we have it for? I'm sorry.
Well, the rest, right? It's simple math, about 24 and a half.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see, that's what hurts you.
That's just the crazy part of the numbers.
And that keeps your offense off the field.
Yes.
That screws up your timing from an offensive standpoint. And you can't afford to go 3 and out because you don't know if you're going to get it again. And so that creates more pressure on your offense to do it now, to do it now, to do it now.
Jameis Winston, 19 of 29, 201 yards passing. I wouldn't exactly say he lit things up. Jordan Love, for as brilliant as he was in the 4th quarter, the numbers were kind of pedestrian leading up to that. 13 of 24 overall, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did miss a drive, of course, in the middle of the 1st quarter and early portion of the 2nd quarter. Malik Willis stepped in and was 2 of 2 for 6 yards, kept the drive going, got into the end zone. So overall, good quarterback play, solid quarterback play here for the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, the number's just a little confounding here for the New York Giants. So is this what the Packers defense is? Right, they'll make a couple plays here and there. they're not going to dominate the stat line game in and game out, but at the end of the day, when you look at it, the points that they give up are going to be somewhere around that 20 mark. And if they can just stick to that script should be enough for a lot of wins in the NFL.
I hate to say it, but I start feeling like it was a bend but don't break defense. But I think it's more than that. But that's what it feels like. Like everything is in front of them.
Is that what last year was too?
Yeah, Ben.
They had a lot of takeaways last year. They had a lot of takeaways.
Most certainly. But Xavier had a huge year last year, and he's not getting those anymore because he's got to play center field, back deep a lot. Now, every once in a while they bring him on the line of scrimmage, but for the most part, he's not going to get beat deep. But it feels like a bend but don't break. I hate saying that because for a long time the Packers had defenses like that with Joe Barry and them. Bend but don't break it. They didn't do very good.
So to me, that means when it's time to stiffen up, when the other team is in the red zone,
they've been able to make a play.
Be able to limit to 3 or make a play and thwart the attack.
But see, here's the problem with that, Greg. Here's what you get with that. So 3.6, right? So second down is what? Is
2nd and 7 or 2nd and 6?
And then third down is
2, 3.
Right. And so you can't get a pass rush because I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3 gone. And that hurts your pass rush.
So your playbook is wide open then, right?
Yeah, for the offense. And so, and that's why the sacks have gone down for Gary, for Micah Parsons, because they don't have offenses in long distance to pin your ear back to get at the quarterback. And they're playing soft zone behind that, the defense, where they're just running these little curl routes right at the stick, and they're getting those yards. And that's why the pass rush, they hadn't generated a pass rush because they're not in 3rd and long.
When we come back, the latest on Josh Jacobs. What if he can't go on Sunday? Are the Packers well equipped to ride Emmanuel Wilson? We'll dive into it after this.
Welcome to Jackpot Land, this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month and earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, now through Wednesday, save on 3-ounce can McCormick Black Pepper, $3.99. 0.77 to 2.12-ounce selected varieties McCormick Grinders, 2 for $4. 29 to 30-ounce selected varieties Libby's Pumpkin, $3.99. 19.5 to 34-ounce selected varieties Sara Lee Fruit or Cream Pies, $4.99. 10 to 54-count selected varieties Hefty Plates, Bowls, Storage, or Freezer Bags, 2 for $5.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Tune into The Rich Eisen Show weekdays from 12 to 2, right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The game is over.
Love and a high snap. Floats it. Wants it. Up top. It is caught! Touchdown Packers!
And it's the day after.
Obviously, extremely happy with the win. We definitely didn't make it easy on ourselves, but, bottom line is we overcame a lot of adversity and found a way, and that's sometimes what it takes in this league, and so we'll celebrate it tonight and move on to the Vikings tomorrow.
Let's react to the game and look ahead. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios. Here's Greg Matzik and Gary Ellerson.
Hour number 2 of Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Settling in for Monday Night Football here. It's the Dallas Cowboys and Las Vegas Raiders from Las Vegas putting a bow on the week, and we'll look ahead to the game against the Vikings coming up here at about 7:30 and Not My Beat. Greg and Gary with you. 27-20 the final. Packers earn a win over the Giants on Sunday afternoon. We do have some comments through our YouTube page here. Wondering if Sean Ryan handled playing center well yesterday. We haven't talked much about the offensive line, Gary, aside of it felt like Jordan Love was under duress for a good portion of the game.
He was.
Even in some of those situations late where he was able to deliver a throw on the money. Specifically, I've not watched Sean Ryan's play, but I will say this. The Packers are going to miss Elton Jenkins, but even with him, they were having some issues on the offensive line. This still seems to be the area that I look at and I'm a little worried about, most worried about on offense.
Well, you should be, and right now it's a lack of depth too. So if anybody get hurt, we're in trouble. And you're right, there were a lot of pressure in Jordan Love's face throughout the game. And Sean Ryan's, your guards, they just gonna have to man up in there, and make it tighter. I think Dexter Lawrence, I believe is his name, and he had a field day. Every time I turned around, he was number 97. He was in there. He was in Jordan Love's face all the time. A couple of times he came free on run blocking. Free. And so the communication is not where it needs to be on that offensive line. That's an issue that we're going to have to deal with for the rest of the year.
Got another question up on YouTube here asking, Gary, how do you avoid letting Homer get under your skin compared to how easy Tausch gets annoyed?
I've been dealing with Homer for 40 years.
Yeah.
I know his thing, So you just gotta know him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people could use some tips.
Yeah. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I get it.
It's acquired. You have to, just acquire that. There's no way I can coach you through that, Greg.
Want to give you the latest on running back Josh Jacobs. First of all, here's what Matt LaFleur had to say following yesterday's game in the Meadowlands.
Is IR a consideration for Josh at all?
No.
Is this week a possibility?
Potentially. We'll see where he's at. It's a contusion, so it's just more or less trying to get the swelling down, and unfortunately, that's a pretty hard surface over there, and sometimes the byproduct of that.
That was actually from earlier today, this afternoon, and Matt LaFleur met with the media.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Did you see the game over in Spain? Did you happen to watch that?
I did watch some of it this morning. I learned about the turf that they have and how they take care of it.
That's where I'm going.
Oh my God, is that an operation?
You mean to tell me we can't have that at any of our stadiums that we have here?
Sure you could. Oh well, the NFL doesn't have a lot of money for that kind of stuff, Gary. This is not a profitable
operation.
Protect
your players, people. Protect your investment. Every stadium in the NFL should have that surface. Tell me they can't. I know they can. 15 of them, half of them at least. Come on, people. What are we doing?
I was thinking they should play on the gymnastics mats, right? The little bouncy where they do floor exercise.
Greg, I remember we used to go play the Vikings. They played in the what's the baseball stadium?
The Metrodome.
Was that the Metrodome, the baseball stadium?
Yeah.
Jesse, because they play baseball in there too, right? And so the pitcher's mound was on the field, but they would carpet it right and cover up the mound with turf, but it had like ridges in it, right? And where the mound, they put the top of the mound in these little, fits like a puzzle, but it had like outline of the pitcher's mound. Well, Jesse Clark was running and fell down, and his elbow somehow got in between one of the ridges, and it was all steel. Meat to the bone, Greg. Blood skiing out everywhere. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I just don't get. We got all these knee injuries right now in the league, and we're talking about going to 18 games, but we care about the players. It just doesn't add up to me. I mean, there's no way we should go to Spain and they got this and we don't. Don't we have the richest economy that's out here right now in the world? We can't have that. Or does soccer make more money than us?
Soccer's big time.
They're pretty
no
big.
doubt about that.
Right.
It's a big
They're
deal.
pretty big.
But I think the NFL is sitting on a pile of cash that they could put minimum standards in place.
Because it's most certainly not giving it to the retired players. Trust me.
I understand.
That's why I'm here with you right now.
What was the worst surface you played on in the pros?
That would have to be in the dome in Metrodome. In Metrodome.
I always heard Riverfront was bad.
That was awful. Played in that one.
Yeah.
Awful. It was cement. Well, back then I played in the Silverdome.
Yep.
The Silverdome, if people didn't realize, the end zones, it was on like a conveyor belt, right? So the end zones would like lift up. Dude hit a button, and it would pull the rug back. Okay, and the reason why they did that because when we was playing the Silverdome, the Detroit Pistons played in there too. So they had half the field, and we had half the field. Crazy, and you can see the cement just laying there, where they would then put up the basketball arena. Crazy.
I don't think Camp Randall was all that good though.
That was another one. Awful.
Right, just like the thinnest astroturf you could think of, and then concrete underneath.
Yes. So I didn't play in the time of field turf, and if you would fall down and skin your leg up, I did it one time, Greg. I skinned my calf muscle, got infected. I couldn't move. My groin was all inflamed because I had got an infection inside my body from that, and the turf. When it slid on the turf, the green turf got embedded inside the meat. Come on, we got to do better. Got to do better. I mean, Spain should not have any kind of stuff better than what we have, and they do.
I would say that maybe one of the better fields in the league is in Arizona. They do that thing where they roll it in, roll it out, right? Get the sun on it when they need it.
And all of them should be like that.
Yep.
You mean tell me all can be like that?
That's an operation.
The field, I would say this. I think the Packers field is really nice. That's a really nice field. The field turf, when they invented that, that was great. You know how the field turf got invented, right? You remember how that came about?
I don't remember why it got invented.
With the tires.
Oh yeah, it's got the little chopped up tires.
Yeah. So do you remember? I think it was. I don't want to get in trouble, but one of the tire people had callbacks. So they had all these tires stacked up that they'd take off these cars, and they had them all stacked up out back. And then they're walking around looking at the tires, and they say, "Well, okay, we what are we going to do with all these tires?" Hired some famous guy, comes in. Field turf. So all those tires that they had, they grounded them up, and then they invented the field turf.
What a world we live in, right?
But then now that field turf now, that's why when you see guys, they have to wear a mask because that stuff gets embedded in your eyes. So a lot of guys were going blind from a doggone field turf because the little beads they crumble up and they shoot up and they get in your eyes. So you have to wear a visor because of the field turf. Come on, can we do better?
So the surface at the Meadowlands is in part why Josh Jacobs is nursing a knee injury.
Fell on it.
Right, well, he did. He fell on the sidelines and he landed right on it, a hard concrete surface underneath the turf in the Meadowlands. So he's been kind of battling a couple of things here, but he's played through it largely.
Matt LaFleur should talk about that more. He should just make noise on it.
Drive home the point that the field was not the best playing surface.
Yes.
Well, I think it probably exacerbated an injury that he already been dealing with a little bit, Josh Jacobs. But here's the question here. If he is indeed the top name on the scouting report, and Tucker Kraft is now gone, can the Packers still get done on offense what they want to do against the Vikings without Josh Jacobs?
I'm glad you asked that question because I'm hearing a lot of noise saying that the Packers offense is going to be better. I don't think so. Jordan Love's going to have to do more. But you and I just got done talking about it, Greg. It's the offensive line. That's going to put more pressure on the offensive line. These dudes already ain't blocking well right now. Now you're going to ask them to pass block just a little bit more? They got to play better in order for this to work. Then I hear people talking about, well, Josh Jacobs didn't fit the offense. You got to run it from the gun. You can't get Jordan Love on the center, this, that, and the other. And Matt LaFleur wasn't comfortable with that. No, baloney. I'm calling baloney. You got to have a run game in this league. Otherwise, dude just going to load the box, and they're going to send blitzes that going to be uncovered. Jordan Love's going to get killed. He's already getting killed. You saw the game. Imagine now if you don't have a run game, what's going to happen? Not going to be pretty. That's just my take on it. What's yours?
Well, I like what they have in terms of backs. I like their collection of backs.
I like Brooks. I like Wilson.
But there's more to that story, and that story is the offensive line.
Yes,
and is your playbook open to the point where you got to make them guess? Is it going to be pass? Is it going to be run? Where's Luke Musgrave line up? Is Musgrave on the field? Likely not going to be a run, right? I mean, there are so many different components to a successful run game. Your offensive line, their ability to block, yes, that is paramount, but also your ability to disguise. Are we running? Are we passing? And be in manageable situations where you've got a wide open playbook to deal with. That's ideal world kind of stuff, but that's not how the NFL works. Right? It's never an ideal situation.
Never.
Right? Very rarely is it ever from start to finish in a game.
Never.
So if you look at the components here, do they have the offensive line? Well, it's hit and miss here with the offensive line, to be sure. Do they have good backs? Yes. I say Emmanuel Wilson is a luxury in this league.
Yeah, so is Brooks, too. Chris Brooks is really good. Absolutely.
Chris Brooks had a pass protection rep yesterday on the long pass to Savion Williams.
Didn't he?
That would make any offensive lineman proud.
Yeah, stick your nose up in there, young fella.
I mean, battling it out for multiple seconds as Jordan Love is tapping around and waiting and waving downfield. That's not just the offensive line doing work.
Right.
That's how you stay on a football team in the NFL. Emmanuel Wilson had a touchdown yesterday, and every time he has been called upon to shoulder the load on a drive or in a situation where Jacobs is out for any given reason, he's done it.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty reliable guy. Very few drops in the passing game. Doesn't fumble the football. Sturdy enough.
Yeah.
And he shined in the preseason a couple of years ago and has carved out a pretty nice niche for himself. But he may not happen to be a starter. He might have to be a starter against the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, yeah, if you don't have Josh Jacobs, he's got to be your guy. And so that feels, and I think Jason did talk about it, but yeah, so when you're hitting your knee like that feels more like a bone bruise more than anything else. So it could be pretty sore.
There's another guy whose name is starting to be spread about here in 1265, and that is Marshawn Lloyd.
Where is he?
Well, that's a great question. Matt LaFleur asked about Marshawn Lloyd and his ability to potentially return in the next few weeks.
Are you guys thinking about opening up any 21-day practice windows for IR guys this week?
I sure as heck hope so.
So, like Marshawn, it's obviously been a while, and Jaden, it's been a while. Is there hope for both of them, or is that pretty
I think potentially, again, I think we'll have a better idea over the next 2 days.
You had said, speaking of Marshawn, you said you had sent him west a couple weeks ago. You mentioned it. Was that kind of like when you sent the guys at Madison a couple of years ago? In terms
I think it's very similar to that, absolutely.
Do you feel like he got it?
He seems, yes, I would say yes. Talking to the medical people, talking to him, they feel like he's in a pretty good spot right now.
So Marshawn Lloyd is on injured reserve with a hamstring injury he sustained in the preseason. Remember the game that they played in the preseason? I think it was against the Colts. Had a nice game, caught a wheel route up the sidelines. Whoa, here we go. Marshawn Lloyd. Finally, this guy's healthy and doing work. Well, no, that didn't last very long. Injuries have been his story. And so much so, they sent him out west to a specialist, not unlike, as you heard Bill Huber of Sports Illustrated mention, Christian Watson when he went to Madison to see a specialist about his hamstring. Yeah. So, they're trying to figure out the root cause of his injuries. And it's been one thing after the other. Injured last year, finally gets back. Then he has an appendectomy, and he's gone for a couple. Nothing has worked for him. But when on the field, he has game-changing ability.
He's a threat.
He really is. So I just don't know at what point you see him and then what you carve out for him once he is available. But at this point, really, it becomes, without Josh Jacobs, the Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks show. I would have to think Emmanuel Wilson is going to get the bulk of the snaps in that situation. What do they really have in him? Is he just a guy who is steady and can fill in? Or is it, no, you can win with this guy. Or you can ride this guy. You can give him 20 touches and he will deliver. Like, where does he fit in the spectrum of how a running back is used in the NFL.
Yeah, I feel like he can win with them. Went to Fort Valley State. That's in Georgia, if you didn't know where that was. HBCU. Historically, Black College University. That's what HBCU means. You can win with him. Yeah. I mean, I think he's proven that you can, but also proven you can't overwork him. It doesn't feel like to me he's a workhorse like Josh Jacobs is. So you're gonna have to, and so he and Chris Brooks should split those duties. But you most certainly can win with them. Both of those guys you can.
Yeah, there's some backs in the league where as the game goes on, fourth quarter, they just wear you down,
I don't feel like he's that guy. He could fool me, but
yeah,
I don't feel like he's that guy. But he's most certainly a guy that can make a ton of plays for you.
I really like him. I think he's a nice fit. I think Chris Brooks is a good fit. You prefer to have Josh Jacobs on the field, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just that simple, right? They got a nice situation here, and that's okay.
So don't get caught up into Packer fans that Josh Jacobs don't fit the offense. Don't. That's the old banana in the tail.
Yeah, I'm struggling to believe that.
Don't do that.
Coming up next, a little buy or sell here on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. We'll also do a little Not My Beat and look ahead to the Minnesota Vikings, a matchup here for Sunday at Lambeau Field. More after this. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday.
Hey, think you're the ultimate trivia champ? Well, prove it against us, your favorite WTMJ host.
It's free to play. All we ask is bring a new unwrapped toy to benefit Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Or you can donate at WTMJ.com. Just text TOY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
855-616-1620. Grab your friends. Test your smarts. All while helping a great cause.
It's the WTMJ Trivia Challenge, coming to a place near you.
Check out the schedule of where we will be at WTMJ.com.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Is mud calling a timeout on your ride? A Tsunami Express car wash membership is your winning play. Get unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums every visit, all for less than $1 a day. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including the newest spot in New Berlin, keeping your car in prime time condition is a total touchdown. Whether you're tailgating, heading to the stadium, or just cruising around town, make sure you roll up looking like a champ. Become a member today at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on the Packers, on the Bucks, and whether it's football, basketball, or both, Prize Picks makes every game more exciting. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher here with ESPN Wisconsin, and I've been playing Prize Picks, and it is as fun and simple as it gets. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and you can turn your takes into cash. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, get them right, and you can cash in. And now Prize Picks has stacks. Pick the player up to 3 times in one lineup. You want more on Giannis's threes, assists, rebounds? Stack them all only on Prize Picks. Plus, you can follow other players and copy their lineups in one click in the new Feed tab. And with injury reboots, if your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, it won't count as a loss. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, and MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI for Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We talked about this. Yeah, your Jingle for Your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's It's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new flavor, Peppermint Brownie Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat with a flaky crust and sweet icing. It's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off key.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold the lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, and a slogan, and it still stinks. Then I found Iron Jock, and now it's all I wear. It's built on science. Their silver ion technology is woven right into the fabric. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria, and it never washes out, ever. Get yours today at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN. The market is open, and the hot takes are trading fast. From bold predictions to brutal realities, it's time to put the takes on the table. Are you buying or are you selling? It's time to buy or sell.
All right, Gary, you know how we'll play this game, a little buy or sell action here on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. I tee you up with the topic. You tell me if you're buying or selling what I'm saying. Ready to play? You always look at me like that when we start this segment.
Because I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, well, sometimes I don't either. Sometimes I make stuff up on the fly.
So it's kind of exciting.
All right, well, we'll see how excited you are with this. The Packers are 6-3-1 after their win over the Giants. I'm probably going to have a question like this every week. Are you buying or selling the Packers will reach the playoffs?
Buying. I think they're a good enough team to make the playoffs. I think they'll only get better. I just don't think they played their – well, they probably have played their best football, but they haven't consistently played their best football. Their best football was the first game of the year. I don't know if that's an outlier or not. Their best football was the second game of the year. I don't know if there's a but since then they just really haven't reached their stride. I still think they can get back to that what we saw those first two games, buying it.
A lot of division opponents here down the stretch too, right?
Yeah.
If you want to win the division, you must.
Now's the time.
You must win within the division, no doubt. Broncos, Ravens also on the schedule here. Not an easy schedule, but hey, you're going to have to earn your opportunity here to win the division. Jordan Love was sensational in wins over the Steelers and Giants, not so much in losses to the Panthers and Eagles. Are you buying or selling that Love is more the quarterback who starred in wins over the Steelers and Giants than he is the quarterback who didn't perform well against the Panthers and Eagles? Who is this guy?
He's more the guy that we saw in those wins. But like everything else, it's a team game, the NFL more so than any other thing, and everything's got to be right around him. Drop passes, pre-snap penalties, those things kill drives, and those things kill quarterbacks' mojo, momentum. And that's what they got to avoid to try to keep Jordan comfortable. And I think as we've seen this team play so far, we've seen all these things crop up, and that's why they've lost some of these games.
So in question 1 and question 2, I put them together intentionally because I believe if you are buying that the Packers are a playoff team, you will also be buying that Love is more the quarterback who starred in wins over the Steelers and Giants than he is the quarterback who faltered in losses to the Panthers and Eagles. And if you want to go back further, the Browns. That is to say, this team will reach the playoffs if Love is more the quarterback who starred like he did against the Eagles and Giants. He has to be that guy.
Well, I think he has to have people around him making plays. He's going to make the plays. He's going to make all the throws. But he has to have the people around him making plays.
Well, I agree with that, too. I do agree with that, too.
That's the problem that you run into, because he made plays yesterday.
He did, right? And I lump.
Joker's dropping balls all over the place. I'm wondering if he could keep going.
I lumped the drops into.
I mean, that one throw to Wicks was absolutely incredible on the sideline that he dropped. That was a dime. Didn't catch it. I mean, it was almost like the throw that Rodgers made to Jerry Cook against the Cowboys on the sideline. That was a dime, but he caught it. Those are types of things I wonder about this team and this offense and Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love can play at a high level, but these other jokers got to come with him.
They have to pay off the play.
Yeah, they got to come with him, Greg. And we're not seeing that right now. They got to come with him.
Jordan Love will continue to have momentary lapses. You hope it doesn't turn into a back-breaking turnover, right? Timing is everything in the NFL. Didn't really put the ball in harm's way yesterday.
No.
Jameis did on the other side. He definitely did.
Do you think Jordan Love gets a bad name as far as interceptions and harm's way a lot? Do you think he does unfairly? I think he does unfairly.
I think if you go back to the first 8 games of his first season as a starter, that was the discussion, right? It was that you turn Jordan loose. And, well, the numbers don't really suggest that you should, but he would show those flashes of being a guy with just a elite arm talent and ability to get out of the pocket and find a throwing lane and put a ball in a weird spot that only his guy can get it. Then the second half of that season, he played like an MVP.
Yeah.
So I think maybe initially in his career he did that, and then when he didn't play like an MVP last year after being injured, it was, well, who is this guy? Nobody could figure it out.
Right.
He has thrown a couple knuckle-headed interceptions this year.
Sure.
But I would not say interceptions have been a microcosm of his career. I think it contributes to the loss against. He don't throw that pick against Cleveland; they win the game,
right?
Flat out. And there's other things he could point to. I get it, but that's
the
not
fumble against Philadelphia.
You're not going to define Jordan Love's season, by his mistakes, or at least I hope not.
Correct.
But just as I say that, you're right. You remind me of the fumble against Philly, and I'm reminded of the interception against Cleveland. Like that stuff has got to be at a minimum. It's got to be. Because the Packers' offense isn't good enough right now to overcome all that.
Nope.
They can't. Special teams continue to be a point of weakness. Are you buying or selling that special teams will be one of the most key factors in a loss the rest of the regular season?
I'm buying that.
Will the Packers lose a game because special teams was bad?
Absolutely. Feel like it.
I hate that answer.
Yeah, feel like it. Doesn't it feel like it?
Well, I think you're right, but I hate that answer.
Yeah, it just feels like it. And until I see otherwise, especially with, is it Havlicek? Is it McManus? I don't know who it is. Who's returning punts? Who's returning kickoffs? I don't know. It's special teams, man.
Well, the guy who should be returning kicks is in Buffalo right now, Mecole Hardman.
Yeah.
There's no reason why Mecole Hardman shouldn't be returning kicks and punts for the Green Bay Packers.
He's hurt now, though.
Well, he got injured yesterday, but he had a 61-yard return, too, for the Bills. You're trying to put back players who are frontline starters to return punts and kicks. For years, the Packers, that was rookie duty. They went away from, right? Randall Cobb was a returner. Antonio Freeman was a returner. Jordy was a returner.
I think Jennings was too.
Then they got polished and they moved away from that duty. Right? And it fell to younger players. This should be Mecole Hardman's role on this team. I don't know why it's not.
They didn't like him.
Yeah, something fishy there, I think. Yeah. Final one. The Bears are 7-3, first place in the NFC North. Are you buying or selling the Bears are the best team in the division?
Have Austin Della call me, please. Paging Austin Della. What's your question?
Are you buying or selling the Bears are the best team in the NFC North?
I'm selling that. They've had some good comeback wins. I like what their quarterback been able to do. He's been playing well. I think they may lead the league in takeaways. That defense plays real good, but you can score a ton of points on them. So I'm not quite with the Bears yet, but I'm sure there's some Bear fans who would just love this right now, and Austin Della is one of them.
I will give them credit for finding a way. Yes, I do.
Okay.
But they're the only first-place team in the league with a negative point differential.
Yeah.
Like that's a little fishy.
Is that a little fishy?
That's a little fishy. But you also, as a young team, what do you talk about with a young team? You got to learn how to win, right?
Yeah, and that's what they're doing.
And they've got to learn how to win, right? So that's step one of a team becoming a real team.
Yeah.
Learning how to win close games when it looks like you're counted out. You find a way.
Right.
Now they've done it back-to-back weeks against the Vikings and Giants.
Yeah.
They're not the best teams, but I don't think that matters.
Right.
When you're a team trying to vie for relevancy in the NFL, you just got to click off wins.
That's it.
So they're doing, I think, what they have hoped They found a way to win with a new coach and a young quarterback and young skill position players. It's frustrating, but they're there.
Very.
Coming up next, we look into the Minnesota Vikings and the matchup here. Not my beat. The conversation with Matthew Collar of Purple Insider and WCCO in Minneapolis. It's after this.
Back with more on the green and gold after this on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey y'all, it's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Are you looking for a way to make an impact this holiday season? Donate to Life Navigator Soap Suds Drive. It's simple. Your donation of body wash, hand soap, lotion, or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay safe, happy, and healthy all year. Please consider donating this holiday season to the Life Navigator Soap Suds Drive. Learn more on how you can donate at lifenavigators.org. Life Navigators has been your disability partner for 75 years. Learn more at lifenavigators.org.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. It's hard to believe the holidays are almost here. We want to say thank you to our clients we helped in 2025. You are why we love what we do. Our why is simple: to make a real difference for people who feel stuck, frustrated, or ignored, and give them the tools they need to succeed. We helped Cheryl clean up 2 years of QuickBooks so her business could see a path to a bright future when she now had good financial information in her hands. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties plus another $152,000 in taxes because we know the tax law. Imagine the stress lifted off your shoulders after you talk with us. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see if we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, Carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink Carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
You're listening to Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN. When the story isn't in Green Bay, you gotta go straight to the source. Each week, we check in with the people on the inside. This is Not My Beat.
Not my beat on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Our time to check in on all things Minnesota Vikings. We check in with Matthew Collar of Purple Insider and contributor for WCCO in Minneapolis. Matthew, thanks for joining the program. What are the vibes here in Minneapolis after a narrow 1-point last-second loss to the Chicago Bears?
I would say the Chicago Bears. So hopefully you guys are well.
So, and let's go through it here. What do the Vikings do best?
I mean, I think they have a lot of things that they should do very well, and so far it's been a mixed bag of those things occasionally. So, for example, the Vikings defense occasionally has been absolutely fantastic. A couple weeks ago against the Detroit Lions, they caused all sorts of morale here in the Twin Cities is not that high after a loss to problems for Jared Goff by rushing the passer up the middle. A lot of creative blitzes from Brian Flores. The return of Andrew Van Ginkel, their outside linebacker, has been massive for them with changing up coverages and giving all sorts of different looks to opposing quarterbacks. And then I thought against Chicago, they had a very good day overall. You guys know how hard it is to chase down Caleb Williams, but they pressured him all day, and they made some key stops in that game, but ultimately the offense didn't give them enough. And then on the offensive side, they can be very explosive because they have two of the best wide receivers in the NFL. They proved yesterday they can run the ball extremely well, and at times J.J. McCarthy has been pretty darn good, and then at other times for stretches that go on too long, he's had some real struggles with running the offense and simply throwing accurately. So, I think that there's so much talent on this Vikings roster that for, a quarter here, a quarter there, a drive here, a drive there, this season, we've said, oh, this looks like a team that should be in the playoffs, but it has not been consistent enough on any part, offense, defense, or as we saw yesterday, even their special teams, which helped them score a touchdown, but then also ended up setting up the Bears for the game-winning field goal there. So it's been very much a mixed bag, I would say, from the Vikings this year.
Where do they struggle the most?
I think the number one struggle is J.J. McCarthy and throwing the ball consistently. And, sometimes we try to get deep in the weeds for all sorts of different details and X's and O's and everything else, but a lot of times it's the simple stuff, right? He's a very young quarterback who did not throw a lot of passes in college and then missed his first year due to injury. And the Vikings decided, hey, this is going to be our guy. He's going to be ready. And I think what they've seen is that he's not really ready to run an NFL offense. And what we saw yesterday was numerous inaccurate passes to wide open wide receivers. He had plenty of time to throw. The Chicago Bears pass rush is pretty bad, and they didn't get after him at all. And yet simple wide open passes were missed, and they did drop some balls for their wide receivers, as Packers fans saw from their receivers as well. It does happen from time to time, but there were way too many throws that weren't even remotely close. And I also think that the Vikings have struggled at times with their run defense. The Bears were able to run against them pretty effectively, and when opposing teams put their bigger guys on the field, fullbacks, extra tight ends, extra offensive linemen, the Vikings don't really have the personnel to match up against that. So they are a little vulnerable there on defense if the opposing team can run the ball. But really, I think this entire thing comes down to just how well the quarterback can play. And McCarthy is only completing just over 50% of his passes, which is kind of in the ballpark of somebody like Tim Tebow from years ago. And that's just not going to be good enough to win very many games in the NFL.
Matthew, last year I had noted as we were analyzing the Vikings' success that they were among the healthiest teams in the NFL. Come the final quarter of the season, you looked at it and they were riding high, playing their starters. Everybody seemed to be healthy. The Lions were dealing with injuries to a significant degree and still winning. The Packers had their share of issues as well. Has that been an issue this year? Notable difference-making players who are just unavailable?
Yeah, it certainly has earlier in the season. I think right now they are by far the healthiest that they've been, but it got them in a hole. When we looked at the initial schedule, it's like, well, you have to win right out of the gate, and if you don't, you're going to be in a lot of trouble because they have Green Bay this week, Seattle next week. Both games are on the road. So it's been a pretty tough run for them, having to play a division game yesterday and then Baltimore the week before. So, but they were missing a lot of players early on, most notably their left tackle Christian Darrisaw, since he's come back, they've been a different team. On defense, they were missing Andrew Van Ginkel, Harrison Smith, a couple of their most important guys, Blake Cashman, an excellent middle linebacker. But this team is a full unit at this point. And so from top to bottom, they are, I think, one of the healthier and more talented teams roster-wise. They just have to get the quarterback play that's required, and that's kind of everything that comes back to it. There's also another luck factor, because I always think injuries are just good or bad luck for a given year, that the Vikings have not caused almost any turnovers this year. They had one game where they had a couple defensive touchdowns against Cincinnati, and then aside from that, they have not been able to take the ball away from the other team. So that's something to watch against Green Bay. But last year, they were number one in the league in interceptions, and they haven't been able to do that this year. So there were a lot of good breaks for them last year that led to that 14-win season that they have not gotten this year.
Back to McCarthy and his inconsistent play. There's not much of a backup plan here, is there, right? I mean, Carson Wentz was the veteran backup plan. That's no longer going to be a thing the rest of the way. McCarthy comes back. Is he going to be given the full leash to run this season out?
Yeah, I think he is, because you're right. The backup quarterbacks that they have are Max Brosmer, who is an undrafted free agent, and then John Wolford, who has played a couple games in the league before, but is mostly just a journeyman who you usually don't want to end up having to play too much for you. So this is all about McCarthy the rest of the way, and I think they have to make it that way, because once you drop to 4-6 and then you're facing some really tough games here, the chances at the playoffs have basically gone out of the window. So the rest of the season really becomes about finding out what you have in J.J. McCarthy. Do they have a young quarterback that they can really work with, or do they have somebody who just isn't accurate enough to make it? And then, maybe they have to consider competition for next year. But, Jordan Love in Green Bay, his first 8 starts had some serious rocky moments. And I'm sure Packers fans at the time were saying, hey, is this actually going to be our guy? And then he turned the corner. Well, the Vikings really need that from J.J. McCarthy, and it's not exactly the easiest Green Bay Packers defense to go up against. So if he can have a good performance in Lambeau Field against that Packers defense, I think it would do a lot for his confidence and for the belief of everybody in the organization that he's got a chance to be their franchise quarterback. So, it always kind of goes this way, that it can look pretty bleak at times with a quarterback and then turn a corner, but there are other times where the guy just can't do it. And we don't really have the answer yet, but it's not trending in a great direction as of this moment.
It's Not My Beat on Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Matthew Caller, Purple Insider, and contributor for WCCO in Minneapolis. Great insight, Matthew. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yep, you bet. Good connect with Matthew in Minneapolis. So the Vikings are kind of a hard team to figure out. If you just look at their schedule, Gary, and how it played out. They had that gritty Monday night win against the Bears. We were here. We were watching that game, right? Week 1 of the season. I was saying, hey, don't sleep on the Vikings here. This guy finds a way to win. And you said, hey, J.J. McCarthy didn't have to throw the ball at Michigan. I don't think he can throw. And I'm more with you now than I was then, but there's still a kind of a grittiness to him that makes me wonder if he could only play. If you're a Vikings fan anyway, you're probably thinking this. If he could only play in quarters 1 through 3 like he does in the final 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, they might really have something here at quarterback, because it's hard to get him out and knock him out. And to be honest, he did his job yesterday in making that comeback and getting ahead of the Bears before their game-winning field goal. So they beat the Bears in week 1. They lose to the Falcons in week 2. Okay, nobody knows anything about anyone at that point of the season. They destroyed the Bengals in week 3, 48-10. Defense really helps fuel that, supporting with a pair of turnovers turned into touchdowns. Narrow loss to the Steelers. People look at the Steelers like a fringe playoff team. They beat the Browns. Great. They lose to the Eagles in a close game, 1-score game. Destroyed by the Chargers. They beat the Lions just a few weeks ago. They lose to the Ravens, and the Ravens have suddenly caught fire, and they had the Bears dead to rights and end up losing that game. I still don't know who they are. Like, I still see tremendous skill position players on offense in Justin Jefferson. I still like Aaron Jones. They've got another more battering ram running back in Jordan Mason. The offensive line gives me a little bit of question. They've got TJ Hawkinson. Like, I see names in players, but the results are wildly inconsistent here.
Yeah, because they don't have a quarterback. let Sam Darnold go. And to me, that's the difference. That's why you're getting up and down. Because McCarthy's been out. He was hurt, and you can't do anything about that. Then when he comes back, he's rusty. And so he's still trying to find himself. So to me, it's all about their quarterback play. Yeah, they've had some injuries defensively. But I think the root of their problem right now is to find some consistency from their quarterback. Now, I don't know if Sam Darnold left or they didn't pay him enough or whatever it is, but now you watch Sam, although he threw 4 interceptions yesterday, but you watch Sam Darnold right now, you're saying to yourself, yeah, I think they made a mistake.
Well, and they're going to give him a leash, right? They have nobody else that they can fall back on, right?
I mean, you draft them in the first round.
Yes.
That's their guy. They chose him, so you're going to ride it out.
Well, and if Carson Wentz was your fallback plan, in other words, we're teetering. We're right there to be a playoff team. Yeah. We need some veteran leadership. Well, you ruined his season, maybe his career, playing him while he was injured, and he's now done for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a hard team to figure out, but yes, the inconsistencies at quarterback, I'm sure, maddening to Vikings fans, and for as well as they played in the fourth quarter to make that game interesting and ultimately take the lead, they were bad in quarters 1 through 3.
They just got to
they were awful.
They just got to get him healthy. He stays healthy, and he get consistent. That's what you're hoping for now.
The Packers are favored in this game. They should be favored in this game. The Packers are a better team than the Minnesota Vikings.
They are.
But as we have seen, that really doesn't really amount to a hill of beans in the NFL.
But isn't that the NFL?
Yes.
Yeah,
God, yes.
That is the NFL right now.
Let's go through some fact and fiction in the NFL. We'll take more of a global look at what's going on around the league. Some teams that you might have had pegged for a potential Super Bowl run, barely 500 at this point of the season. We'll go through some of the details after this.
More football talk coming up next. This is Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. Greg Matzik, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
Who benefits the most from Micah Parsons being on the field?
Secondary. Keyshawn Nix.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
If you're a quarterback, you've got to get the football out of your hands before you really want to do it. I mean, everybody's getting their wealth with this, but to me, I think it's really the guys in the secondary.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you're looking to spruce up your holiday party this season, there's no place to look other than X-Golf inside American Family Field. It's a unique space unlike any other that's great for golfers and non-golfers alike, featuring great views of the ballpark while you get to play golf, plus a full menu, full bar, and catering options are available. They can host parties from 12 up to 200 people, so don't wait. Head over to the website, find out more information about a great holiday space at xgolfamfamfield.com.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We talked about this. Yeah, your jingle for your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new flavor, Peppermint Brownie Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat with a flaky crust and sweet icing. It's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off-key.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com. We're back with Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios on 94.5 ESPN.
I think when you look at it, we'll go back and look at the film, but there's still so many more plays we could have made that would really, change the outcome of this game, in all 3 phases. So you look at that, but I think at the same time, we made a lot of big-time plays as well, and that's what's kept us in the game and was able to, have us get a win at the end. But always stuff to clean up, always stuff to improve on, but definitely, made some big-time plays, obviously scored the right amount of points. I think that's something that we challenged ourselves to find ways to get in the end zone, and we did that. So definitely a great job by everybody, and just got to keep improving, find ways to get better.
Now, there's only one sports book you can call the best in the Midwest, and it's where we are. Potawatomi Sportsbook, 2,000 square foot video wall. I'm telling you, every game is on. It's hard to not find the game here at Potawatomi. Great food, drink specials. Reserve your spot on a football Sunday or really anytime here at Potawatomi. And who knows, you might even bump into Gary Ellerson here on his way out. Every Monday we are here with Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday, wrapping things up on a Monday. Victory edition here for the Packers as they earn a 27-20 victory. Yeah, around the NFL, you mentioned it, Gary. Going into any specific game, the Packers were favored by 7.5. They win by 7. You've had teams like the Bills suffer head-scratching losses to teams that they're better than on paper, and if they played 9 times out of 10, they would win 9 times out of 10. That one loss, a head-scratching outlier. The Packers have had that too. Most teams have that in the NFL. Somewhere along the line, you have a clunker. You just do.
Yeah, a lot of these teams are having 2 clunkers. So it's been consistent, and that's what parity is all about in the NFL. And I think what you're going to get, though, here, and we talked a little bit about it, but the next 3 games, as far as you're going to tell what the NFL is all about in the next 3 weeks.
So it's led me to wonder this. What is real and what is not in the NFL as we've now passed the trade deadline and the midway point of the NFL season? And if I look purely at division leaders right now, I see New England on top of the AFC East with a game and a half, we'll call it, advantage on the Buffalo Bills. Are you buying that New England's going to win this division? They are 9-2 right now. The Bills are 7-3. Patriots have not lost a game at home. They have not lost a game on the road, I should say. 5-0.
That's a tough one. When do they play each other?
That's a good question right now. I will look at that. I'm going to guarantee they play very late in the season.
Because they always want these conference games now. I mean, the division games late at the end of the year.
So they have already played one another, and New England won that game 23-20. But their final matchup comes December 14th. So a little less than a month. And that will be... that game will be at Buffalo.
I'm going to go with Buffalo.
Okay.
At Buffalo.
Buffalo's going to win that division? Yes. I'm sorry, it's a road game for them. So
you're still going Buffalo.
Buffalo's going to New England, I should say. Okay.
Yeah.
But New England is for real. They have found a quarterback who's going to earn MVP votes, and defense is solid. It's among the best point differentials in the NFL. And after a 1-2 start, they've won 8 straight.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever was sort of clunky at the start of the season is no longer clunky. Now, quick, answer me this. Who's their leading wide receiver? Who's their leading tight end? Who's it? You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
It feels anonymous beyond Drake May.
All I know is Drake May.
Yes.
And what's the head coach name?
Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins, Pop Douglas. Those are your receivers.
What's the head coach name?
Vrabel.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's it. I don't even know his name now.
Mike.
See? Yeah, Mike Vrabel.
The Patriots are for real.
Yeah.
They are. And they play a good, high-quality defense as well.
Them and Denver.
Okay, well, this brings me to my next. Are they for real or are they not? So Denver knocks out the Kansas City Chiefs, and I guess it may be a two-part question. I don't think the Packers are going to beat the Denver Broncos. I just don't. Denver is 9-2 right now, and they have this strange way of looking dead in the water for 3 quarters and then finding something in the fourth quarter, and when the times are urgent, they end up coming away with the victory, or at the very least, making things very tight. But again, Denver started the season 1-2, and they have won 8 straight games.
Well, Denver plays great defense, and that's why they're always in the game. And Bo Nix and Sean Payton, they don't screw it up on the offensive standpoint. They got a great team right now, and they're sound. They don't beat themselves.
So you're buying the Broncos. Are you selling the 5-5 Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah. It may be over for them. And I know you don't like that, Greg. Here's what I love that.
And I love every second.
Here's what I think I told you this before. When it's over and they still trying to win and recapture that magic, I love seeing that. I just do, because you want to try to figure out how to stay on top all the time. But Father Time is undefeated. But to watch them struggle to try to still be that guy, that team on top, and I think it's over. I think it's over.
Yeah, that was the Steelers in Ben Roethlisberger's final year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the Steelers a couple years ago.
Yeah. They're just still trying to fight in their claw. They're just still trying to get there and be that team. And that's what's so fun about watching, for me, the Chiefs right now. And they're just, at some point, they got to flip it. Mahomes will still be your quarterback, but they can build around him again.
So you're enjoying watching the Chiefs falter?
No, I'm enjoying watching the process of them still fighting to try to stay on top. And it's interesting to see these other teams move past them like Denver.
Well, right now, Kansas City, this is not a playoff team right now.
No.
Right? You've got Denver on top of that division with a commanding lead. You've got Los Angeles, the Chargers, in second place at 7-4. Then the Chiefs are 5-5.
Right.
They got a mountain to climb.
They got a long way to go
if they want to be relevant in the playoff picture. Eagles, we saw them play last night against the Detroit Lions. I don't know what my takeaway is, other than it was a terribly windy night in Philadelphia, which led to some bizarre circumstances. Neither team looked all that good to me, if I'm being perfectly honest, so maybe I'm not giving enough credit to the Eagles' defense for what they've done now back-to-back weeks against the Packers and Lions, but maybe I should be.
How you want us to beat you? That's what Philly is.
Yeah.
But they're another team, not quite there yet, but a lot like Kansas City, where it's not automatic for them anymore. They're struggling to win these games, but they're still good enough to do it. But you can see that they're coming down on the other side of the hill.
The other team that I do believe in here in the NFC is the Los Angeles Rams, and I said that before the season started. I said keep an eye on the Rams. They've got Matthew Stafford, who finished the last season playing very well. He's played very well this season. They added Devontae Adams. This is a nice team. Already, they had a good defense last year, too. It was just sort of underappreciated, I felt. But that's a good team, that whole division right now, with the exception of the Cardinals, with 7 wins at a minimum. 49ers are 7-4, Seattle 7-3, Rams are 8-2.
Yeah.
That's the landscape of power right now in the NFC and in the AFC. We'll be back again on Monday next week, recapping the Packers game, hopefully a win over the Minnesota Vikings, and looking ahead to a Thanksgiving matchup against the Detroit Lions. I want to thank the folks here at Potawatomi Sportsbook for hosting us each and every week. Thanks to Gary Ellerson, Chris Larson, our producer. I'm Greg Matzik. We'll be back again next week. Amber and Ian is next on ESPN Wisconsin.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay.